Been sleeping in hotels. That guy's been wearing that since Thursday.
Okay, stand by. Stand by. From historic Reg Sherman Field at Kirsch-Rooney Stadium in New Orleans, Crescent City Sports is proud to bring you Louisiana High School baseball. This afternoon, it is Game 1 of a best-of-3 Division I Select Quarterfinal Playoff Series as the Alexandria Senior High Trojans take on the top-seeded Brother Martin Crusaders. Hi again, everybody. Lenny Van Gilder alongside Marty Luquette, Chip Merritt, our producer, here to bring you all the action of high school baseball that we've been waiting on for a couple of days now, Marty. And before we get into the brackets and how we got here, let's just talk about that. You know, these two teams thought they were going to start playing Thursday night, rained out Thursday night, rained out Friday. Alexandria's had to sit in a hotel room for a couple of days here. Finally, we've got great weather here this afternoon, and finally we're going to have some baseball. But just talk about how these two head coaches have had to manage their teams. You get ramped up to play, and you hold and you hold and you hold, and then 48 hours later you're finally playing.
Well, I think the advantage certainly goes to the home team because they're in their own house eating mama's food, and they're used to this. They can get in cages at home. The visiting team makes it really difficult. I don't know where he found to work, but you got to get some work in the 2 days. Your pitchers that are going to work later in the tournament have to find some place to throw, and it just gets much more difficult. Besides the obvious, putting them in hotels, keeping an eye on them, making sure they get enough to eat, and with the parents around, and you're hoping the parents stayed. That you were able to get all that done. If you got some good help from some of those top parents, the moms that like to get involved, certainly makes it easier on the coach.
No question about it. Let's take a look at the top half of the bracket where this matchup lies. As you see how we got here, both of these teams had first-round byes, as you can see. Brother Martin, 2 run rule wins over Pineville. Alexandria, 2 shutout wins over Captain Shreve. But low-scoring games, 1-0 and 2-0, to get us to this point. And there you see the winner of this matchup next week will take on either Archbishop Rummel or St. Thomas More in the semifinals. If it's Brother Martin, they would be at home regardless. If it's Alexandria, just based on the seeds, they would be on the road regardless. So that's how we got here. Again, that seems like an eternity ago at the those second round series that got us to the quarterfinals with everything we've had to go through here in the last couple of days.
But when you look at these numbers, Alexandria 23-9, Brother Martin's even better than that with 30-5. I mean, these are quality teams, and that bracket is full of really good baseball teams.
No question about it.
And this matchup's going to be nothing but fabulous right here.
We should see a dynamite pitching matchup. Brother Martin's going to send out Blaze Tinkstrom, the Delgado commit. But Alexandria is sending out a junior, Jack Lee, who is an LSU commit, and he's got some off-the-charts numbers. This is probably going to be as good a test as his Brother Martin offense, which is outstanding with a .344 team batting average, scoring about 9.5 runs a game. This is going to be as good a test as they've faced all year long.
Yeah, and he's going to come in here with really quality stuff. And the bottom line is they've seen good pitching. Have they seen anything this elite as Jack Lee? And we're going to see that early, and it should show up. You got to play defense because they're going to put the ball in play. We'll see how many Jack Lee punches out, but you should see the ball in play. And of course, on natural turf field, it's going to be an adventure for everybody.
Well, you got to field it when they do put it in play. So, like everywhere, there was a good amount of rain here at Kirsch-Rooney, but. Talking to Joe Sherman, while they did get a good amount, the field handled it. Probably if there is a soft spot, it's towards the right field foul pole. That's about it. Otherwise, they feel like the playing surface, tarp was obviously down for 2 days, and they feel like the playing surface is in very good shape. Teams being introduced here before Game 1. And again,
you're talking about the field. I watched Alexandria take infield. and at the end of it, the coach was bouncing balls to the first baseman, hitting them down like a Baltimore chop, and the ball was jumping. So the field's dry. The infield's dry. The outfield's going to be a little bit sticky. But, I have never heard of a game getting canceled because the outfield was wet.
Exactly. Crusaders taking the field. We will let the Crusaders finish doing that, and then we will get Invocation, National Anthem. Our National Anthem from Kirsch-Rooney Stadium in New Orleans. Our national anthem from historic Rag Sherman Field, Kirsch-Rooney Stadium on the campus of Delgado Community College here in New Orleans. As we get set for baseball, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Alexandria Senior High Trojans. They are the number 8 seed coming in with a record of 23-9. Jackson Ross will lead it off and play shortstop. Trent Hennessy is the second hole hitter playing third base. Bryson Phoenix bats third. He is in left field. Grayson Thibodeau bats cleanup. He will play first base. Caden Eckstein is the 5-hole hitter. He is the designated hitter. Cooper Robinson is the catcher batting sixth. Ian Hunter plays right field and bats seventh. Melvin Burns, the second baseman, hits eighth. And Jacob Dean, the center fielder, will bat ninth. So once again for Ash, it is Ross, Hennessy, Phoenix, Thibodeau, Eckstein, Robinson, Hunter, Burns, and Dean. They will face the right-handed offerings of the Brother Martin senior, Blaze Tingstrom. Tingstrom on the season, making his 11th start, his 14th appearance. He is 5-2 with a .288 earned run average, 51 innings of work. He's allowed 54 hits, 33 runs, 21 of them earned. He's walked 29. He struck out 48. So give you a look at the numbers there for Tingstrom, and this is an Alexandria team that comes in hitting at .306. I mentioned Brother Martin comes in with a team batting average of .344. Both of these teams with outstanding ERAs as well. Brother Martin at .204, Ash at .190. So take us from the pitcher's point of view. He thinks he's going to pitch Thursday night. Now, what do you do to try to? You can't go throwing bullpens, I guess, in between there. You just got to do what you can to just like soft toss and keep yourself ready.
Yeah, there's really, it's a matter of mentally. That's the hardest part. Physically, he's ready. He's ready to go Thursday. 2 extra days is not going to hurt him. Might make him a little stronger than usual because you had your bullpen set up to set him up for Thursday. But he's going to be pumped up. He's going to be ready to go. Both pitchers will be ready. It's harder on the relievers than it is on the starters. The guys that are going to come in and do an inning or two in each game. Makes it a little more difficult for them. They probably threw a little bit, but the starters for this weekend are all set. They did not.
First pitch is a strike right at 4 o'clock Central Time. Our game time conditions here, 74 degrees. The wind's blowing out of the north at 17 miles an hour. That's a line drive to the second baseman. who will haul it in for the first out. Easily handled there by Keller, and there's one gone here in the top of the first.
Yeah, Tingston able to get on Ross's hands right there. He hit a line drive, but it wasn't screaming. And the second baseman was easily made that play. Keller did.
Strike to Hennessy. The Ash third baseman comes in with a .310 batting average, no homers, 15 RBIs, and Tingstrom quickly ahead 0-2. Well, as for the appeal at first, he did not go. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
If Tingstrom's going to stand out there and throw his curveball for a strike, he's going to have a very effective day. Right there, he bounced that to see if he could get a chase. He didn't.
The 1-2. Tried to go backdoor that time with it. Just missed the inside corner. It's 2-2.
He thought he had that one right there. He stormed off the mound, waiting for him to throw it around. But umpire said it was a little inside.
That is fouled back to the screen, and we'll have another 2-2 coming.
He wasn't going to go 3-2. He come right there. He just comes in with a fastball, throws his best, elevated a little bit, fouled straight back.
Another 2-2 from Tingstrom. Called strike 3 at the knees. Nicely done. The first strikeout of the afternoon for Blaze Tingstrom, and there's 2 gone here in the first. Marty, we mentioned the wind, north at 17 miles an hour. In most ballparks you go to, a north wind means it is blowing straight in. This ballpark's configured differently. The wind is blowing straight out.
The thing about this field is it's major league dimensions.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you've got to hit them to get them. Even with the wind blowing out, you're still going to have to barrel it up good to get any play on it, you know. And it's not like there's going to be a bunch, you know.
No. As Phoenix will hit one down the right field line, but it is foul. Bryson Phoenix, the left fielder, coming in at .404. He is second on this team among the regulars in batting average. 5 home runs, though, leads the team. They have 8 as a team. He's hit 5 of them, and he leads the team with 29 RBIs.
Well, he's big and strong, and he got a good piece of that one. It curved off. That might be the one time the wind does play in, as it sliced off the right field line.
1-1. That is up and in. 2 balls and a strike.
Ball away, he takes it down the right field line, so let's knock him back off the plate. Stand him up, and he did. High inside fastball. Gotta believe he'll come back with something breaking ball here.
Crowd wanted it there, but won't get the call. 3 balls and a strike. You got a lot of,
only half the crowd.
You get umpires from out of town, but you got a lot of them sitting here in front of us too.
Yeah. Only half the crowd like.
Well, the crowd to our left, yeah. 3-1, fouled into the screen, and the count runs full.
So many of the out-of-towners experiencing Kirsch-Rooney for the first time. Brother Martin.
Alexandria has actually now played in the playoffs in New Orleans 3 consecutive years, as that is chopped on the ground. One big hop to the shortstop, Shannon, throw across in time, and that will do it for the Trojans in the first. 3 up, 3 down goes Ash. Brother Martin now coming in to bat to finish the thought, though, but they played Rummel 2 years ago in a series that was at Mike Miley. Of course, Rummel's playing its home games here now at Kirsch-Rooney. Last year, they played Jesuit in the second round, and that was, that of course was played at John Ryan. So, I believe that was. Yeah, I was about to say. I know there were some.
I did that game, one of the games last year.
Yeah, and of course we did actually had some of those games at Rummel a couple of years ago. They won the opening game, and Rummel came back to take the series in 3 games. So let's take you through the Brother Martin lineup. Again, Brother Martin 31-5 on the year. They are the number 1 seed in the Division I select bracket. Brady McCluskey leads things off in center field. Tyler Durand is the catcher. He will bat second. Bronson Lamont plays third base and hits third. Colton Elliott is the cleanup hitter at first base. Brody Shannon plays shortstop and bats fifth. Dominic Jabbia, the DH, hitting 6th. Luke Gabb in right field bats 7th. Camber Keller at second base hits 8th, and it's Dominic Toten rounding out the order in left field and batting 9th. So once again for the Crusaders, it's McCluskey, Durand, Lamont, Elliott, Shannon, Jabbia, Gabb, Keller, Toten, and they will be looking at the right-handed offerings of a big right-hander in Jack Lee. Lee, the junior, already has announced his intention to stay in purple and gold and play for the LSU Tigers in a couple of years. 13th appearance, 11 starts. He is 6-3 with 2 saves, a 2.45 ERA, 54 and a third innings, 42 hits allowed, 25 runs, 19 earned. He has walked 20, and the number that jumps off the page at you, Marty, he has struck out 88. So here's Brady McCluskey. First pitch. Lee goes off speed. The breaking pitch misses outside. It's 1-0. McCluskey on the year, 349, no homers. He's driven in 20. That pitch is outside a ball. It's 2-0.
McCluskey, one of the best hitters in the Catholic League for years now.
Outside again, ball 3.
Just, 88 strikeouts and 20 walks, so a 4-to-1 ratio.
There's your get me over on 3-0, and it's now 3-1 to McCluskey. Also got a 459 on base percentage, swing and a miss that time, and it's full.
He challenged him right there.
Yeah.
And as hard as Lee throws, he can do that.
Payoff. Outside a ball, and McCluskey draws a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the first.
It always comes down to the same two things, pitching and defense. And, Lee's going to have an excellent start, control the game from the mound, and his team's going to have to play some defense behind him if they're going to be successful in this weekend.
So runner first, nobody out for Tyler Durand, the catcher. Throw over to first. Durand at 365, 7 doubles, 2 triples, no homers. He's driven in 26. Another throw over to first, just back in time there. Is McCluskey.
Hey, McCluskey this year is 12 of 13 stolen base opportunities.
Leads the team in steals. Brother Martin has stolen 74 bags, and Durand is hit with the first pitch, so all of a sudden it's first and second and nobody out for the Crusaders. Here in the bottom of the first. And we will get a courtesy runner down at first base. That will be Chance Pecoraro for Durand.
Not the kind of start that Lee's looking for.
No,
Comes out, walks the first man, hits the second.
Yeah.
2 free runners.
Yeah, you don't want to give up those freebies by any means. First pitch to Lamont is a strike, and it's 0-1. Bronson Lamont, the third baseman, at 371, 15 doubles, which leads the team. 1 triple, 2 homers, tied for the team lead with 40 RBIs. In fact, the team only has 3 home runs. He has 2 of them. Showing bunt, nicely done down the third base line. Third baseman has just 1 play across the diamond. He threw it away. Run is going to score. Let's see if they send the second man. No, the stop sign will go up from Jeff Lupo. It is second and third, nobody out. It will go as a hit and an error. A terrific bunt by Bronson Lamont.
Well, no, you just don't expect a 3-hole in an inning like this to drag bunt. That's a perfect bunt.
Get another look here. Well placed down the third base line.
And you see
bang play at first.
Well, you see he rushed it right there. He knew, he was playing deep, and he rushed that throw. And he was trying to hit the second baseman, who still wasn't set yet, and that's why that ball gets away.
So Colton Elliott, the first baseman, steps in. Can't come all the way in here with runners in second and third. You want to try to get 1 out in this situation, though they are in at the corners.
Yeah, they're just going to play the corners in. Then if he hits a ground ball up the middle and clears the pitcher, he'll get a run in.
Elliott at 379, no homers, 27 driven in on the year. Lee from the stretch. Misses outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. And we will get a quick visit.
Yeah, good time for that. I mean, let's calm everybody down and regroup right here. You know, come out and visit. I mean, we haven't, you know, Brother Martin hasn't got a hit yet and already has a run and 2 guys in scoring position.
A chance to really put up a crooked number right here and be able to play from in front.
You're looking for right here in this situation is to make sure you put the ball in play, put some pressure on the defense again, and you know, you're trying to stay away from being number 89 on those strikeouts.
So the home plate umpire will head out to break up the confab. Jeff Lupo took the opportunity to have an offensive conference as well.
He's making sure he's telling his team right now, up the middle, we're going to move up. Corners, we're probably going to stay with no outs. We won't run into a play at the plate.
So it's 2-0 to Elliott. With Pecoraro, the courtesy runner at third, Lamont at second. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Pitch. Outside a ball, it's 3-0.
Yeah,
you do have first base open, so you maybe you pitch a little carefully to the left-handed hitter, but it doesn't get any easier with Brody Shannon, the shortstop, waiting on deck. There's a strike. It's 3-1.
And you've already put 3 guys on your, you know, without a courtesy of a hit, so you're not looking to add to that.
Stretch from Lee. And it's 3-1. On the ground, foul past Jeff Lupo in the third base coach's box.
And Elliott right here, his job is just to make sure he gets the ball on the field. Put the ball in play, stay out of the air. Last thing you need is a pop-up or a strikeout.
Pitch. Lined into left field, a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the second runner around. Throw home is late, and on his way to second when the throw went home is Elliott. It is a 3-0 game. 2 RBI single off the back of Colton Elliott going the other way. Nice piece of hitting right there, Marty, to deliver the 2 RBIs.
He takes that outside pitch and he just shoots it between third and short. And you can see the left fielder break down. I think that footing has something to do with that because he didn't run through it and take a chance at throwing him out. He broke his feet down, and that's what allowed Coach Lupo to send the second runner home. And he does. He beats the throw.
So a runner second, nobody out. 3 runs in here. Brody Shannon, the batter, lifts one to right center field. That is carrying out there, but the center fielder will run it down. Elliott tagging up will get to third with 1 out. And now with Jabbia stepping in, you'd have to think the Trojans have to bring the infield in right here to try to cut this down at the plate.
Oh, I think they definitely will do that. You can trust your offense, but how many is enough? It's too many. You know?
Exactly. Jabbia 311 on the year, no homers, 19 RBIs. And the thing you got to remember, again, like we talked about, wind blowing out, yeah, it is a big ballpark, but still it's playing considerably smaller than usual today.
And they're not bringing the infield in.
No, they're going to stay back, try to get, feel like, okay,
it's
the first inning. We're going to take our chances. Let's see if we can get out of this and get our offense back in the field.
As a coach, you just want the way things are going right now. You want something. You don't want something cheap to get a run in.
That's outside a ball. It's 1-1. Jabbia on the year, 311, 2 doubles, no homers, 19 RBIs. That's a strike. It's 1-2. We talked about the exorbitant strikeout numbers, but this is not a Brother Martin team with a high strikeout rate.
No.
The season, 183 walks, 144 strikeouts. You like that offensively as a coach. Meanwhile, you flip it over to the other side. Alexandria, 110 walks, 146 strikeouts. 2-2 coming. That is inside, and it caught a piece of Jabbia. So he has walked a man, he has hit 2, and he has given up 2 hits here in the bottom of the first.
And you throw in a fielding error, and yeah, things are not going well. You're trying to find a way to get off the field right here so you can regroup, and hit.
So Luke Gabb, the batter, the right fielder. Gabb on the year 307. 3 doubles, 2 triples, no homers. He's driven in 20.
Don't be surprised if he bunts right here, too. Brings one down the first base line with him.
Up for a ball. It's 1-0.
May give him a strike, but you're looking for daggers now.
Well, and it's sometimes you show that to try to take a strike as well, if that's what you're looking to do, because obviously Lee is struggling with his command right here with a walk and 2 hit batters, as it's 2-0 now to Gabb, and on cue we see stirring in the Alexandria bullpen.
And not only is he struggling with the 2 hit batters and the walk, that he's missing badly.
2-0. That's down. Oh, to check it. They'll call it a strike. It's 2-1. Look down and in.
He gets a very
generous inside corner there.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah. That's all right. He needs it right now.
There you go. 2-1. Up high, a ball. It's 3-1.
He's arm side high. He's not getting full rotation through. He's throwing over the top of the front arm. There's lots of things he's doing right now that he needs to fix quickly.
The 3-1. Hit in the air. Should be deep enough to get the run home. Runner from third will tag and will score without a play. And it is 4-0. Brother Martin on the sacrifice fly by Gabb. His 21st RBI of the season.
And a nice piece of hitting right there. You're looking one thing you don't want to hit into is a double play. So he lifts it. He gets it deep enough to center to be able to get that run in. And that's a very productive out. Now you say, okay, let's see what we can do with Jabby at first. Do we run him?
Jabby on the year has 5 stolen bases.
You've already got 4. You're just trying to add. You're trying to put pressure on them. Alexandria's thinking the same thing.
That is lifted into shallow left field. Left fielder will come on, has to play the wind again, but makes the play, and that will do it for Brother Martin in the first. But not before the Crusaders come up with 4 big runs. They do it on just 2 base hits, though, but some good situational play led to those 4 runs. Just 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. 1 inning in the books. It is Brother Martin 4 and Alexandria nothing. This was a difficult month of April for the Alexandria senior high community. Junior baseball player Colin Lacaz was killed in an accident on the evening of March 31st. The school called him a bright light and a shining example of what it means to be a Trojan. The Crescent City sports team joins the Senla community in mourning the untimely loss of Colin Lacaz. And yeah, you and I have spent a lot of time in athletics in our lives, Marty, you as a coach and me as an administrator, and that is something that you never want to have to deal with is having to face that kind of situation where you've got to go tell your team that one of your teammates is no longer with them.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, and it affects the team. It's going to affect them. It affects the school, to be honest with you, not just your team, and makes it really difficult. It's tough to have to go through that as a school and as a community. And once again, I'm sorry for that family, and our prayers are with them.
Yeah. And to this team's credit, obviously it was difficult. They wanted to play 2 days later because they felt like that's what their teammate would have wanted them to do. And, they won 9 consecutive games there in April going in here to the quarterfinals of the playoffs. So All right, we head to the top of the second, and Grayson Thibodeau leads things off, takes ball one. We'll chop one on the ground on a 1-0 pitch and throw across in time. You see just how dry this infield is. Of course, the tarp was down for 2 days. Infield not an issue by any means, as you saw that big hop on that one hopper by Thibodeau.
Well, I do a lot of games here. I do Doug Otto's games, with Kenny Trahan, and the field, because when it rains they tarp it, it stays hard, and we see a lot of the big hops here at Kirsch-Rooney, and right there, that's 2 we've seen already.
Now Caden Eckstein at 301 on the year, no homers. He's driven in 14. Bats from the left side. Good pitch there by Tingstrom. Really tied Eckstein up inside. It's 0-1.
Well, and Tingstrom, spot me 4 and then turn me loose, and now he can be real aggressive.
Back to the breaking ball that time. It's 1-1.
I like his approach. Come down the mound, give me that ball back. I want to get back up here and throw it again.
That's a strike. It's 1-2.
He might kill the grass in front of the pitcher's mound, but he's definitely coming down to get it.
One ball, 2 strikes. Tingstrom looking in against Eckstein. On the ground. Another big hop for the shortstop. On to first in time. So we've seen 3 consecutive 6-3 putouts for this Brother Martin defense here.
And Brody Shannon's saying, keep them coming,
That's
baby.
it. That's it.
Keep them coming.
Well,
I'll take them all.
Yeah, we talked about it. I mean, comparatively, Tingstrom does have 48 strikeouts in 51 innings, but it's a big, a big difference between 88 and 54 innings from the guy in purple.
Right now, we're getting the offensive conference
Cooper Robinson having
just to give Jack Lee some time to rest.
Yeah, exactly.
If he walks up and hits one of the first 2 pitches, this will be a very quick inning.
So Robinson will step in now, the Alexandria catcher. 250 on the year, no homers, 9 driven in.
Like I said, it's Tingstrom's he's attacking now that they spotted him 4 runs.
First pitch swinging. Lifts one into right. Wind got it a little bit there, but it is run down without a problem by Gabb. And just like that, it's a 1-2-3 inning once again for Tingstrom. Yeah.
Interesting thing right now. I think they're going to make a pitching change.
And I honestly...
he's not sharp today.
Right, and maybe you take a chance you running back out there to mark it.
Yeah.
Absolutely be.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens here as we get set for the bottom of the second. It is 4-0.
I saw
Brother Martin
the coach
leading.
pointing in it, so I assume they're going to do that.
Well, we'll find out here in just a moment. But while we have a moment, let's tell you that this afternoon's coverage on Crescent City Sports is brought to you by the Lamarck Motor Company in Kenner. Lamarck Quick Lane services all makes and models, batteries, tires, oil changes, and more. All done quickly, while perhaps Marty enjoys some popcorn. Must be a reason.
Oh, Ronnie's just trying to make you feel like home.
I tell you, I've enjoyed some popcorn.
You have to really appreciate what Ronnie Lamarck does for amateur athletics, professional athletics in this area.
Yeah,
he's a great sponsor.
No doubt. Big supporter. And indeed, you called this, Marty. We are going to see a pitching change here. It's going to be KJ Wright on for the Trojans. The sixth appearance of the year. He's made 2 starts, 2-0 with a 4.50 ERA, 9 1/3 innings of work, 4 hits, 10 runs, 6 earned. He's walked 11. He struck out 10. This is, again, you take a chance to say, you know what, I'm running back out here tomorrow and see what I've got. And obviously they have, even if you wanted to use him in relief tomorrow, Lee has pitched in relief a couple of times this year and does have 2 saves to his credit. So, this is a calculated move, obviously, by Greg Briggs, and honestly, I can't fault it at this point, especially when you got, your ace doesn't have it. Yeah, hey, go sleep on. We'll see where we are tomorrow. See how you feel.
And if he came out and he was sharp, and that would be different. But you're down 4. You wonder whether you'll be able to get enough runs here. So you go ahead and make that decision, and I'm sure we'll see Jack Lee tomorrow.
Very possibly. Very possibly.
Well, you wouldn't do it if it wasn't.
No, of course not.
If that
Of
wasn't your
course.
plan.
Right. So, Lee's afternoon done after 1 inning of work. Gives up 2 hits, 4 runs. I believe everything is going to be earned since the error was just a throwing error that was managed to, everybody would have still advanced anyway because it was early enough in the inning. Mm-hmm. He walked 1. He hit 2 batters. They did not strike out anyone.
Not the kind of start they were expecting, and
well, but you try to rebound here. As Brother Martin comes to bat in the bottom of the second, Dominic Toten will lead things off. First pitch swinging, it's lifted into center field on a line, but right at the center fielder, Dean, for the first out here in the second. Didn't have to move, but about a step or two there.
You know, both teams are very, hitting the first pitch right there. We saw Alexandria hit early in the count, so both teams are very aggressive today.
First pitch, a strike to McCluskey, who walked and scored back in the first inning.
Well, KJ Wright comes out here,
and
throws a breaking ball on the first pitch to McCluskey. Real nice breaking ball, and then runs a fastball and gets ahead 0-2.
That was outside. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Little waste pitch right there.
Bounced the breaking ball that time. It is 2-2. There's a lot going on here in the world of high school athletics. A lot of schedules having to get shuffled because of the weather. We mentioned, of course, the rain here Thursday and Friday really just kind of knocked things back. A lot of series are now Saturday, Sunday in this quarterfinal round. As that is hit on the ground towards the shortstop. Nicely played, and the good strong throw that time by Ross for the second out here in the bottom of the second inning. And like softball would have been Friday, Saturday. They moved it to Saturday, Sunday. They're playing semifinals today. They'll play championships tomorrow. Also, tennis got delayed up in Monroe. And by the way, congratulations to the Brother Martin Crusaders, who won the Division I state tennis championship this afternoon. That is a strike. Good breaking pitch right there to Durand, who was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. The courtesy runner Pecoraro came around to score. Lifted in the air to right center field. No problem. The right fielder will drift over and squeeze it. Hunter, and there's a 1-2-3 inning for the new Alexandria pitcher, KJ Wright. And Crusaders are back in the field now after a very quick bottom of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We go to the third. It is a 4-0 Brother Martin lead over Alexandria. Well, Marty, we mentioned the top of the bracket and showed you how things play out there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other side of the bracket that will eventually lead to a finalist. And you see there, you got that tops quarterfinal series, John Curtis Christian Jesuit, like this one, getting underway this afternoon. Last score we had, bottom of the sixth inning, Curtis leading Jesuit 11-9. Yeah, Harahan Playground plays small to begin with, and the wind is blowing out there too. So it's a high-scoring game there. did not need to check in to see if we've got an update on that Holy Cross Catholic Game 2. Of course, they got Game 1 in. They started that series on Wednesday. Got Game 1 in. Catholic won the opener. And we'll see if we can get a score on Game 2. The other quarterfinal series that we showed you earlier, of course, Rummel and St. Thomas More, they got their first game underway the same time as we did. So if we get anything there, we'll try to keep you posted as well.
Nothing like a small park and the wind blowing out, to make it fun. Two good teams with great pitching, and here they are playing 11-9.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Blaze Tingstrom back to the mound for his third inning of work. He has been outstanding through the first two. No base runners allowed. He has struck out one. He'll face 7, 8, and 9 in the Ash lineup. It will be Ian Hunter to lead things off. Here in the third, Hunter, a .291 hitter. No homers. He's driven in 13. Takes one inside a ball. It's 1-0. To be followed by Burns and Dean here in the top of the third. That just misses. It's 2-0.
Tingstrom's right now, he's got to attack the zone. He's got to make them earn everything. With a 4-0 lead, you can be aggressive in the zone. You can throw down the middle if you want and force them to get hits.
On the ground once again, second baseman. No problem. 7 up and 7 down now for Tingstrom. He's gotten 4 ground ball outs, 2 fly ball outs, and 1 strikeout thus far.
And he's just attacking the zone. He's been 7 up, 7 down. He's throwing his breaking ball every now and then. Just keep him off bounce. He's got a good one.
That's a strike to Melvin Burns, the second baseman.
Gets an inside fastball right there. Gets the call.
Yeah. Burns on the year .293, a homer. He's driven in 27. It's a strike. It's 0-2. Despite hitting in the 8-hole, he's got the second highest RBI total on the team. Update things now. It's 13-9, John Curtis in the bottom of the 6th of that first game.
It's hard to stop them. They can swing the bat.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Let's see if the catcher is all right here. I think he's not sure quite what happened on that last pitch. You see he's in pain, though, and the training staff is going to come out and take a look at Tyler Duran. Let's take another look at the pitch here. Let's see if we spot anything, Marty. The shadows in the home plate umpire might prevent some. Let's take another look and see what might have happened. It's just a high pitch that he reached up for. I don't know if he hurt something on that left arm going up for it or exactly what happened, but
we don't have a swing, so you don't have.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. Yeah, just
you're not getting hit by the bat, by the swing. So sometimes you get hit on the front side, sometimes you get hit with the follow through.
Yeah,
but there was no swing on that play.
I'll take a look here and see, but I guess this seemingly gives us a good chance to remind you that this afternoon's coverage on Crescent City Sports is brought to you by Auctioneer Andrews Sports Medicine Institute. Get the same sports medicine care the pros receive with minimally invasive treatments and quicker recovery times. Visit auctioneer.org/sportsmed to learn more or schedule an appointment near you. All right. So looks like Duran's afternoon may be done. They're going to hook up PitchCom. Or always can re-enter. Got to remember that on the high school side as opposed to college baseball. I believe that's going to be Hayden Nunez who's going to come in and catch. So Nunez will take over here behind the plate. And we will resume with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 Burns. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Quickly down on strikes goes Burns. The second strikeout for Tingstrom, who's now retired 8 straight and will face Jacob Dean, the center fielder. What do you worry about when you have to make a catching change sometimes, Marty? Obviously, I know pitch comm and things like that, some things are not as difficult in terms of trying to go through your signs and stuff as Dean checks his swing. It's 0-1. But just from a pitcher-catcher relationship, what concerns you when you got to make a change there?
Well, so far, Tingstrom's got some calls that were borderline, that were nice pitches, and he got the call. Now you wonder about this catcher, will he be as good a receiver as the last one? And that will have something. As a coach, you're always looking for the best receiver who's going to get you the most calls.
That pitch fouled out of play, got up against the fence there, but too far out of reach for the right fielder to run it down.
You also worry about the running game, and blocking and controlling the running game, but you got a 4-run lead. They're not going to do a lot of running.
The 0-2. Lined back to Tingstrom. That's what you call fielding your position right there. So it is 3 up and 3 down for Ash in the top of the third. And you'll get another look at Tingstrom doing what he's supposed to do. You got to make sure as a pitcher that you're in a position to field the baseball when it's coming off the bat, and he certainly was right there.
He was in good position. That's why he was able to make that play. That ball was smoked right back through the box. And he throws up the leather, and it sticks in. That's a very nice play and a nice at bat for the 9-hole.
So now 9 up and 9 down for Blaze Tingstrom as Brother Martin comes into bat in the bottom of the third, leading this one by the score of 4-0.
And Alexandria making the decision to pull Jack Lee after 1 inning. It isn't like they were giving up the game. KJ Wright comes in, has a very nice first inning, goes 1-2-3, and throws some nice breaking balls, and he's able to mix it up. And he certainly can keep them in the game. They're going to have to find some offense after going 3 up, 3 down through the first 3 innings.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to be able to swing the bats. It's that simple, right?
And they're hitting early in the count. And, right now they're not running a pitch count up for Tingstrom, so that he'll be able to stay for a long time, as long as he's effective. And but if that's their style, that's their style. My teams, we swung the bats early in the counts, and my saying used to be either going to knock the starter out or lose an hour and a half. That was just the bottom line. That's how we played.
So on to the bottom of the third we go. It is 3, 4, and 5 in the Crusader lineup. Lamont, Elliott, and Shannon against KJ Wright, who showed us something coming out there in the bottom of the second inning, a 3 up, 3 down inning. Lamont first time up with that bunt single that was really kind of as big a piece as anything in the middle of that 4-run inning there.
And I think it caught everybody off guard. I know it caught me off guard. Drag bunting the 3-hole, the guy in scoring position in the first. But Coach Lupo he's been known to do stuff like that.
Bounces one in there. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's one of the reasons it's so hard to play against his teams, is he does some things that like that what breaks open the game, Ball gets thrown. Not only does he get the bunt single, he gets the ball thrown down the right field line, picks up a run, puts 2 in scoring position.
That is up high, a ball. It's 3-1.
And right here, we need him. He needs to stay in the zone. His numbers were as many walks as strikeouts during the.
That's ball 4. So a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the third, and Lamont is aboard with Colton Elliott stepping in.
And we saw that in the first inning how Jack Lee fueled the inning with 2 hit batters and a walk. You got to stay away from that as a pitcher. Of course, he comes out here and walks the leadoff man. It's usually costs you a run.
I'll throw over to first. The both of these Ash pitchers have been certainly looking to hold runners here. Another throw over.
And they have the same numbers.
And this time a snap throw by the catcher after ball 1 to Elliott, who had that big 2-run single in the middle of that first inning. Scored 2.
And Lamont may run in this bat somewhere. Right now they're paying a lot of attention to him, but he is 10 for 11 for the season in stolen bases. In 35 games, that's not a lot of steals, but it's good, nice percentage.
The 1-0 is lifted in the air to center field. That's not going anywhere. It's right in the tracks of the Alexandria center fielder, Dean. And there is 1 out here in the 3rd. So with 1 out runner first, the batter is Brody Shannon, who flied to center back in the 1st inning.
Once again, they're going to try to, somewhere in here, you're going to try to piece this inning together. I don't think Coach Lupo is going to leave him standing at first too long.
Once again, a throw to first base. Between the pitcher and the catcher, I think we've had about 5 throws to first base.
They're aware of Brother Martin's abilities.
Swing and a miss as they were hitting and running. The throw to second is in time. Good strong throw right there.
It wasn't a great jump by Lamont. Actually, I almost thought he was delaying, but he didn't do the whole.
Yeah, get another look here.
See how he didn't even show up in the screen till late.
Yeah,
I thought it might have even been a delay. But he's caught stealing.
So now 2 out, nobody on, with Shannon back in. Count 0-1. And that is just off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike.
If you say so.
I just call what happened, right? Lifted in the air to right. This is carrying out there. This is going to be 1 hop off the wall. Shannon will pull into second with a sliding double. And that caught stealing now looms a little bit large.
Would you like to have kept him a couple pitches more? No. Ball lands in right field with a splash up against the fence. Throw that one out the game.
Mm-hmm. That's what we talked about that, obviously. Yeah. That's the area that's the slowest to drain out here. So 3 hits now for Brother Martin. A runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Jabbia, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. That is up high a ball. It's 1-0. Oh, he chased down other scores. How about, I don't think anybody's going to score as many runs as the LSU softball team did earlier today. We beat Auburn in the first game of a doubleheader, 25-0. Most runs ever scored in an SEC softball game. 2-0 to Jabbia.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. Lose 25-0 and
then have to come back and play again.
Let's play again.
Yeah, why not? Let's play 2.
Now that you're tired, we can play.
2 balls and no strikes to Jabbia. Here it comes. Up high a ball. It's 3-1.
Jabbia takes the high fastball, doesn't chase.
He'll await a 3-0 from right. That's way out of the zone, and it's ball 4. Again, first base open there. Not saying you want to do that, but
right.
you don't need to give in to somebody with the count not in your advantage either, as Luke Gabb will step in. Gabb, a sacrifice fly to center his first time up.
Especially with a guy in scoring position, you don't want to give him something grooved that he can hit. If you lose him, it's not that big a deal, as long as you get this guy out.
And they will. So it looks like the Alexandria conferences have been a little extended today, whether the coach was involved or not. Aaron, you got to go. Typically, pitcher catcher, you don't have to see the home plate umpire go break that up, but
and it's not like there's someone in the pen.
Exactly,
like,
exactly. You're not buying time. Yeah. All right, so Gabb with 2 out and 2 aboard. Take a breaking pitch for a strike. Maybe the best pitch we've seen right throw today. It's 0-1.
Nice breaking ball. He breaks it off hard, wraps it around his back knee, hits the call. He's thrown a couple really nice breaking balls. Comes in tight with the fastball.
It is Shannon at second. It is Jabia at first. Oh, this action on the base is coming with 2 outs. That's a strike. It's 1-2.
You know, looking at the defense, you have Phoenix in left field who's shallow.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dean in center is playing about normal. And then the right fielder is playing up against the fence. And that's Ian Hunter playing deep. So
that was a fastball inside, and Gabb did a nice job to fight it off there.
Yeah, he busted him hard.
Heard someone was umpiring just as a stand screaming for a balk right there, but not sure I've ever figured out exactly what it is. I know you've.
Well, it looked like
you've asked for 1 or 2 in your time.
It looked like he hesitated on the way into his delivery.
Another 1-2 from right. Gabb gets a piece and fouls it off at the plate. We'll do it again.
Staying alive right there. Gets a real nice pitch by right, and he fights that off. And as a hitter, that's what you're doing. You're fighting off that tough pitch. You're waiting for a mistake that you can hit hard. He's able to do that right there.
Another 1-2. Chopped on the ground. 2 hops to the second baseman. Easy throw over to first in time, and that will do it for the Crusaders in the 3rd inning. A lot of traffic on the base paths there with 2 walks and a double, but nothing comes to roost as 2 men are left stranded. Brother Martin has left 3. We're heading to the 4th. It is a 4-0 Brother Martin lead over Alexandria here on Crescent City Sports. Lonnie Van Gilder, Marty Luquette with you. Chip and Matt Merritt helping bring it all to you. Our favorite time of year. One of them, certainly the baseball postseason. Yeah, and let's kind of take a look, if we can, at the schedule as to what's going on, if we have a moment. And this is really this is the 2nd year now since we've gone to the format of best of 3 all the way through. Right. You were coaching at a time when you had single elimination all the way through. Now you've got all these best of 3 series. We had kind of a gradual move to get to this point. What's your thought now that we're best of 3 all the way through every round?
There were so many years between 2000 and 2014 when this started, the three-game set started, that the best team didn't win. I mean, you get in that weekend, the last weekend with 8 teams, have to win 3 games in 2 days.
It's about who had the most pitching depth at that point.
Or just got hot.
Yeah.
They'd get hot at the plate and something would happen. But there were many years, the the years I was involved, in 2003, Barb was the best team. We beat them. In 2004, we were the best team. And West Monroe beat us, And then the next year, Rummel was the best team, didn't make it to the championship game.
Right.
So you're talking about pitching depth. Rummel had plenty and still wasn't enough in a one-game set. They'd have been fine if they'd have got a 3-game set.
Jackson Ross steps in. It's a ball and a strike as Blaze Tingstrom has been outstanding. And I think that's putting it mildly right now. 9 up and 9 down for the Brother Martin right-hander in the Delgado signee. On the ground to short. Across in time, and there's one gone. 10 in a row set down by Blaze Tingstrom. 4 of them have been ground balls to Shannon at shortstop.
Yeah, I think he's showing off Brody Shannon right now. And hey, look, I'm gonna throw strikes. You get ground balls, you throw them out, and we'll all be happy. And so far, Shannon's handled all 4 of his plays flawlessly.
First pitch on the ground to the second baseman. Kicks it for a moment, got time to recover. In time to first, 2 gone. Keller didn't panic. Didn't need to. He had plenty of time to make a play and does so to retire Hennessy for the second out of the 4th.
Because Hennessy hit that ball hard, he was able to knock it down and then make the play. As he handles his second ground ball, he also has a put out on a line drive. So he's had 3 plays as well. So up the middle, they've had 7 plays and made them all.
First pitch to Bryson Phoenix is outside a ball. It's 1-0. Phoenix grounded out to short his first time up.
Phoenix hit the ball, the hardest ball. That was one down the right field line that curved foul.
Fouls that one off into the screen. It's 1-1.
And of course, Jacob Dean, the 9-hole, hit a line drive right back at the pitcher that Tinstrom was able to snag. So they've hit 2 balls really well.
Breaking pitch over 1-2.
Yeah, he fooled him right there. He didn't like that pitch. Gave up on it early, and it broke over.
That's downstairs with a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Phoenix.
He bounces that fastball, trying to go low and away. That's usually not the pitch you use to set up the next one, though.
2-2. Struck him out. That is number 3 on the afternoon for Blaze Tingstrom, and it is 12 in a row set down by the Crusader right-hander. Middle of the 4th. Coming up, it is Brother Martin 4, Alexandria 0. This afternoon's coverage on Crescent City Sports brought to you by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for almost 50 years, transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction. You talk about supporting amateur sports in New Orleans. You know, it doesn't take long to call roll in terms of the biggest supporters there. And we're talking, of course, Larry Gibbs is one of those that's got to go at the top of the list of everything he's done for sports in our area. Of course, he's been, not just philanthropic, but he's been a terrific dad as well.
Yes. Son was a fine player.
Yep. Both of his sons outstanding pitchers. So
pitched up the road a little bit over for the Blue Jays. Jesuit High School.
So
he still helps out some of the amateur teams in the summertime.
No doubt. All right, so obviously you probably, if you're Jeff Lupo and team, you probably gathered the intel you can on Jack Lee. You had a great approach. Bang, he's out of the game after 1 inning. Now, well, they had a better 3rd inning against KJ Wright, but still didn't put up a run. When you're a coach, all of a sudden, a early pitching change happens. Now you've got to, almost re-educate your offense in terms of what it is you're trying to do there.
Well, he's got to decide how he wants to approach this.
Right.
Does he want to play for 1 every inning, or does he play for a big inning and put this away.
Start thinking about trying to.
But after 2 zeros in a row, you're going to have to say, okay, we're not going to put this away. We need to start do some add-on runs.
Nice piece of hitting right there from Camber Keller to go the other way for a single in the 3-4 hole. And he's aboard to lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth.
So you get your leadoff man on a single. Now you say, okay. Yeah. Especially where they are in the lineup.
Yeah, you got your 9-hole hitter coming up here.
He should be bunting right here. Setting up your top to drive in another run. Because every run you add on seems like 2 or 3 to the opponent.
Sure. You start counting outs now. Nope, threw it away on the pick off the first. That takes care of your bunt right there. Keller will stand in second, but again, now you could now a ground ball at second base moves him to third base as well.
Well, he knows his players better than I do. He knows that this, if he's able to pull a ball right here, otherwise he's going to keep the bunt on.
He will try to bunt down the third base side there. And look, that's a good play as well. When you've got the runner at second, you want to try to bunt. You want to try to bunt where the third baseman has to make the play, and obviously he can't cover third base on that situation.
And that's exactly how you practice it. You bunt it to him, make him vacate, and then move in behind him.
So no balls and 1 strike. Let's see if he keeps the bunt on now because they're crashing in at the corners. Instead, they'll throw back to second.
They're not afraid to pick.
No, we've learned that very quickly here this afternoon.
We've had about 5 the first, 1 from the catcher. Now the pitcher at second.
Now they go 1. Shows bunt again. Nicely done down the third base side. Pitcher will make the play. Throw across is on the money, but the bunt is down. Successful sacrifice. Move Keller up to third base. And now it's a runner at third and 1 out. Now if you're Ash, you've got to bring the infield in all the way around. You got to keep this at a 4-run game with McCluskey stepping in.
In the second inning, they were back.
The first inning,
they were back.
Well, it was the first inning, but now you start talking about it.
You haven't had a base runner yet in 4, so you got to figure you're not going to get a lot of runs, so we got to cut this off. And the
first pitch missing high for a ball.
And the general rule of thumb is if you bring the infield in, you can add 100 points on the guy's batting average. Well, he's already hitting,
close to 400, right? Yes. So, came out 340. He came in at 349, just above the team average of 344. It's a ball and a strike now to McCluskey, who is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Walked and scored in the first, grounded out in the second. And ground out the one time he faced right. Up high a ball, it's 2-1.
I remember the first time I saw McCluskey when he was a freshman, playing center field as a freshman for Crusaders, and he was outstanding then. He's just maturing into just a really fine ball player.
That is fouled off. It's 2-2.
Once again, anything but a strikeout and a pop-up, Brother Martin. And, of course, if you're Alexandria, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a punch-out right here.
2-2 coming. Got him on the inside corner. McCluskey is down on strikes. Good pitch right there.
Now, if you're a coach, you're not real happy. I gave up an out to get you to the plate, and you take a call at third. Now you put a lot of pressure on the next hitter.
Yeah, you get another look here. And that's an outstanding pitch right there. You just got to tip your cap. So.
Good fastball, inside corner.
So now we get our first look at the plate at Hayden Nunez, who replaced Duran behind the plate last inning. Nunez on the year is 6 out of 13, 462 the average. He's driven in 7. Been a very effective offensive player. He's even walked 8 times. That's outside a ball. It's 2-0 here.
That's a nice problem to have for backup.
Yeah, exactly. You're running a guy who's 6 for 13 with 8 walks out there.
Yeah, that's not a.
But you win with depth, right? There are going to be times you got to send guys up there for an at-bat or for an inning, whatever it is. You can't just have 9.
Well, and he's a catcher, so you're splitting double headers in those early
Sure.
season double tournaments.
No doubt.
When you're playing double headers. So
2-1 to Nunez. Here it comes. Swing and a miss at the fastball. It's 2-2.
you just wonder when his last at bat he's had that was important, you know.
And as a coach, you got to try to find a way to keep guys ready for situations, whether it's just simply in practice or whatever it is. 2-2. Swing and a miss. So Wright battles back there. Runner third, 1 out, gets back-to-back strikeouts to pitch his way out of the 4th. And Brother Martin, once again, cannot put a run on the board. It remains a 4-0 Crusader lead as we head to the 5th here on Crescent City Sports.
You know, and Coach Lupo chooses, he gets the pick gets away, he gets second, he bunts him to third, and they come back and punch out his 1 and 2 hole. You know, he's not going to be happy with that. You got to put pressure on the other team, and you do that by putting the ball in play with guys in scoring position, and they were not able to do that. But you also got a guy on the mound who's just, you know, filling up the plate, not giving them anything. He's faced 12 in a row in 4 innings. The minimum through 4.
By the way, the first game final from over in Harahan, John Curtis 16, Jesuit 9. So Curtis with a 1-0 lead in that series. They should be getting underway with game 2 here in a matter of moments.
Now, I know it's not.
By the way, a final in game 2 in Baton Rouge. Catholic is on to the semifinals. They defeat Holy Cross 13-4.
I know it's not in this bracket, but it is in Class 1. Destrehan knocked off Benton again today by the same score.
They are on to the semifinals. How about that? What a great story that is.
14th seed making it to the semis.
Yeah.
Destrehan hasn't been in the semis since
probably since you were in the dugout, if I was a betting person.
09.
All right, so Grayson Thibodeau steps in against Blaze Tingstrom, who has been as good as you can be.
Can't be any better.
No, you can't. He has faced 12. He has retired 12. That is fouled into the screen. It's 1-1.
And we're not talking about a guy who's just blowing them away either. He's got 3 strikeouts, don't get me wrong, but, you know, he's pitching right now. He's going in and out, changing speeds.
So Destrehan, by the way, will face either Walker or Sam Houston in the semifinals next week. And on the other side, you've got Zachary just getting underway against Hanville. Barb and Dutchtown facing off. That's in Division I, non-select. Ground ball to third. The throw across is in time. 13 straight now retired by Tingstrom. And nice play there to go in the air by Lamont.
Well,
we talked about that. Those ground balls. You get those big chops up there.
And we've got 7. He's gotten 7 ground balls, 3 strikeouts. He's pitching right now. He's changing speeds.
First pitch misses inside to Eckstein. It's 1-0. Eckstein grounded to short his first time up.
Took a long look at the umpire, Tingstrom did. He thought that one was there.
1-0. That's outside a ball. It's 2-0. Working quickly. That is lifted in the air to left, but right in the tracks of the Brother Martin left fielder, Dominic Toten, and 2 gone here in the 5th.
Eckstein hitting that 2-0 pitch, to the point where they need some runners. I
might be taking a strike here. But again, the thing you've got to go by in all of this is they're just, he continues to pound the zone.
Yeah. That was the first time he'd been behind in the count in a while.
So now Cooper Robinson steps in from the right side. He flied to right his first time up. Really only, till that last at bat, really the only fly ball out. We've seen a couple of line outs, but really the only balls hit in the air. 0-1 to Robinson. Here it comes. That just missed down low. It's 1-1.
Matter of fact, I think Robinson was until the last batter was the only one to lift one. He flied out to right field.
Bounce that breaking pitch in. 2 balls and a strike now to Robinson.
Put a meter on Tingstrom, see how many miles he walks from getting the ball back. He comes all way far down.
Two one to Robinson. Oh, and that fastball hit him in the leg, and that is the first base runner of the afternoon for the Trojans, and it comes via the hit by pitch. Robinson will get a courtesy runner. He is the catcher. That will be Kelton Ray, who will run down at first base.
1-2 fastball, trying to get on the inside corner. He ends up hitting him right on the wallet.
So runner first, 2 outs, and Ian Hunter, the right fielder, steps in. He grounded out to second his first time up. Showed bunt. Snap throw to first is back in time. Ray.
So he had a huge lead. That's a huge secondary right
pitch,
there.
Yeah, pitch was a strike right there. Again, bunted through and missed at that pitch from Tingstrom, who is having to work from the stretch for the first time this afternoon. The 0-1. Runner goes. Fouled into the screen, and it's 0-2. That's
interesting.
It's one of those things. I guess look.
That's a 4-0 game.
You're trying to find a way to get something going here.
Right. You're trying to get him in scoring position. You can't count on 2 hits when you haven't had one yet. But you'd hate to see your first base runner get thrown out stealing too.
The challenges of managing the game.
Oh yeah, it's lots of fun.
The 0-2 coming to Hunter.
You get plenty of help when it's over too.
Oh sure. You got a committee that will give you lots of advice, I'm sure.
They do just
what
I'm doing.
Yeah, especially when it comes to to not change sports and metaphors here, but Monday morning quarterback. The 0-2 went to the breaker that time, missed away, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I just get to do it live.
There's a certain strategy to first guessing out there, right?
Yeah. And once again, he knows his players.
Tingstrom's 1-2. Runner on the move again. Pitch is not as a ball, and the throw down. Get away for a moment, but not far enough for Ray to be able to advance. It's a stolen base. Ray's 3rd of the season. So now you've got that runner in scoring position with 2 outs and a 2-2 count.
And if he can find his first hit of the day,
got a chance to get a run out of it.
And you change the momentum.
No doubt. 2-2. Up and in with the fastball. It's 3-2 now to Hunter. This may be the biggest pitch of the ball game right here for Tingstrom. He's facing first kind of threat of any kind. The 3-2 on the inside corner with the fastball, called strike 3. That's how you get out of the inning.
That's it. You just don't let him hit it.
See it again there. Right on the black. No runs, no hits, no errors. Alexandria strands there first. Take a stretch here at Kirsch-Rooney. It is 4-0 Brother Martin in game 1 of this best-of-3 series. The winner of this series headed to the semifinals next week. Brother Martin looking to get off to a 1-0 lead in this series. We mentioned both these teams coming in on winning streaks. Brother Martin had won 7 straight. Ash had won 9 in a row. So
it's hard to lose the opener and come back and win the weekend.
Yeah, it's hard. It is hard. You look at best of 3 series, and I don't know what kind of probably have to go do some serious research on the LHSA side to see what the winner of game 1 does in best of 3 series. But obviously, they've got a big advantage.
Well, same team doubleheaders have a tendency to split. So if you win the first one and you can make that second, and that stat holds up, then you win. You're going to win the series.
So tomorrow, as we understand it, our friends at CSPN, Brother Martin's student-led organization, will have the coverage for you there.
It's always
our original plan from the beginning was we would bring you game 1, they would bring you game 2. That is a strike to Melvin Burns, who struck out. Oh, check that. That's wrong side of the sheet there. It's Bronson Lamont leading things off in the bottom of the 5th. Burns going to lead off the top of the 6th. Lamont's been aboard twice. He singled and scored. Had that great bunt single back in the first inning. That was then he came back and walked in the 3rd, but was caught stealing. So he's officially 1 for 1 in the afternoon.
And that bunt was a classic. It changed the momentum. It was only the first, but it definitely
really helped set the table for what was to come. Because again, then you had the error. It was 2nd and 3rd. Corners were in. Elliott got that ground ball through the infield for 2 more runs to score. And then they added 1 more on the gap sacrifice fly. It is 2-2 now to Lamont. Marty, you see the fans can see the shadows right now. Obviously, that's advantage pitcher at this point in the game.
It's really
the pitcher in the sun and the batter in the shade.
It depends on how much of it.
Yeah, strike 3 as Lamont looks at the breaking ball, and that's the 3rd consecutive strikeout here for KJ Wright, who has been solid in relief of Jack Lee.
He has put up 4 zeros, 3 zeros, and gets the first man out here. He's come in and done a great job.
And this is a young man who's only thrown 9 1/3 innings coming into this weekend. As Elliott steps in, he had that 2-run single, came around to score in the first inning, and then flied to center his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Good breaking pitch for a strike. It's 1-1. And that's the one I would think. Everybody thinks, the fastball is going to get up on you, when you're doing it. But it can be hard, I would think, to pick up the spin of the breaking ball when it's going from the sun to the shade.
That's the one that gives you the most trouble. It's not the fastball.
2 balls and a strike.
Because you're tracking through that. It's the rotation. Once you lose sight of the rotation once it hits the shadow.
The 2-1. I think it just maybe slipped out of the hands of Wright and it was over the catcher's head. It's 3-1 trying to throw the breaking ball.
The farther it gets to the pitcher, the harder it becomes because of the distance it's going to travel through there.
So you're seeing the ball. If you're seeing the ball longer in the sun,
right, you're better off as a hitter. Right now, it's not as bad as it will be in a little while.
The 3-1. That is down and in a ball, and it's a 1-out walk to Colton Elliott. Walk number 3 allowed by Wright, who has also struck out 3 and is allowed a couple of hits.
You mentioned him only pitching 9 innings, but he came in with a walk strikeout ratio of 1-1, which he's still held up, but he's been able to pitch out of those 3 base on balls here.
He gave up the first 2 walks back in the 3rd inning. had a caught stealing there and pitched out of first and second, 2 outs. As Brody Shannon
but he's really
will step in here.
He's really pounding the zone. He's getting after the hitters pretty good.
That's high, a ball. It's 1-0.
And as I
really,
said,
this is, as we say that,
yeah.
this is probably the first time we've seen him maybe, struggle with command a little bit. The ball 3 to Elliott went all the way
to the fence.
back to the fence, yeah. And that one was way high as well. There's that one in the dirt. The runner will take off, and he is safe.
Ball in the dirt is blocked nice by Robinson, but Lamont takes off. Elliott takes off. And
good read right
yeah.
off there. You can see now you see him running as he waited to see that was going to be in the dirt and then just ran right away. So it's 2 balls and no strikes, and now you get the runner in scoring position. And Elliott down at second. Shannon takes down ball 3.
And Elliott obviously saw a down angle because he didn't wait for the ricochet because there wasn't one. He blocked it right in front of him, but by the time he picked it up and threw it, he was down to second safe.
And that's one thing you always teach your runners at first base. The minute you see that a ball is going to be in the dirt, you got to be in position to look to advance as throw back to second base, and Elliott's diving back.
It's so hard
in.
to get them to do it. They're so afraid of getting thrown out. And it has to be, your style has to be very, very aggressive as a team for guys to do that like he just did.
3-0. That is high, ball 4. So back-to-back walks now by Wright. Runners at first and second with 1 out for Jabbia, who does not have an official at bat. He has gotten a couple of free passes, one via the hit by pitch and the other by walk.
We should be seeing somebody get up down.
Yeah, I thought I saw somebody headed down. Someone is throwing down in the down in the bullpen. See if we could pick up a number.
Because he's in his 4th inning of work, and he's only thrown 9 in a year, so
might be 29, I think, down there, which is Hunter Lonsberry, who is one of their relievers. So Jabbia steps in with a chance to do some damage here. Runners at first and second, 1 out. That is outside a ball. It's 1-0.
Kind of an interesting alignment right here with the first baseman. The third baseman's up. The first baseman's way deep. He's way out of double play position. So if he gets a ball, he'll be lucky to get 1 out. Usually you're in that guy's pocket, in the guy on first's pocket, so you're still in double play position. But he's playing very, very deep.
One and 0 to Jabbia. Elliott at second, Shannon at first.
That was almost a
Step
balk.
off, yeah.
It was almost a balk. He broke his hands as he stepped off. That was close.
That is high a ball. It is 2
Yeah,
balls and no strikes. Yeah, he is.
He's
It
losing
really
his
is lost
mechanics
that.
now.
Yeah.
He's losing his mechanics right here.
Three and 0. One pitch away from possibly loading the bases, and he gets a strike on the inside corner. It's 3-1.
Yeah, Wright just throws a ball right down the inside corner just to get over a strike. He knew he wasn't swinging, wasn't worried about doing any damage to it, but it's a big pitch right here.
Throw back to second, and it was in the dirt, but picked nicely by the shortstop.
He made that close. because of where the ball was.
Up the middle, off the pitcher's glove, and past the second baseman into center field. 1 run will score. They will be at the corners.
When that ball
on that RBI hit by Jabiet. I mean, when that ball was hit, you had a lot of things going on there. It got a little bit of a deflection off the pitcher's glove,
and right to
then
the
it
second
hits
baseman.
the mound.
He gets a piece of it. It goes right towards the second baseman, and I think, they're going to get a break, and it just goes over his head.
Well, the initial reaction as well is the ball is headed up the middle, and the second baseman starts breaking to where the ball is going. Well, between the ball hitting the mound and the ball hitting the pitcher's glove, it ends up going towards right center field, and he couldn't get back and make a play. So Jabiet with the RBI single puts Shannon at third. Elliott scores on the play. It's now a 5-0 Brother Martin lead as Gab will step in with the runners at the corners and 1 out. That's ball 1.
See, now you're getting into a tricky spot with the pitching because do you bring another reliever in and burn a second guy? Or with 2 games, you're planning on playing 2 games tomorrow.
It's a strike. It's 1-1. Gab officially 0 for 1 at a sacrifice fly back in the first inning, grounded out in the third. So he does have a run driven in. And that is into center field, a base hit. The runner at third made sure that was down first, and then we'll just jog on home. That was Shannon with the 6th run of the ball game. So Gab has his second RBI and his first hit, and Brother Martin's got another crooked number on the board here.
And you can see that Wright stuff he's up right now. He's struggling with the zone, but like I said, you have to make that decision if you want to go to use up another arm with 2 tomorrow.
All right, so there will be a conference at the mound. See if there is a change coming, or they're just going to talk about situations here.
He really wants him to finish. I mean, you don't want it to get away from him. You want to be fair to the kid, but you really want him to finish. Otherwise, he'd obeyed that call already.
All right.
You got to get out of. You need. Right now, you're thinking, okay, as a coach, we need 5 outs. We got to find 5 outs here before we worry about tomorrow.
Exactly.
Now
we'll get a visit from the home plate umpire to break things up, perhaps, or are we going to see a change? Okay.
Like I said,
that was his way of saying, I'm not making a change. Let me just get my last word in here.
He was just making the umpire's notes that he made a trip. And this is hard for a coach because it's 6-0 and you say in your mind it's not over, but you got to worry about tomorrow too.
No doubt, it's you're managing an entire series and you're trying to find a way to put your team in the best position. That's why we saw the quick hook of Lee. Bounced it in, and it's back to the screen. Move them up 90 feet to second and third on the wild pitch. Well, and now it gets tough with Keller at the plate because, again, you're down 6. You got to bring the infield in right here and try to keep this right where it is.
And you're not going to get right now. I just don't see Wright getting him 6 outs or 5 more outs. He's lost his mechanics.
Right, and it might be a situation where you think you give your guy a little more time down there, or you want to be able to make a change at the start of the inning as well if you can try to make that happen, as that's a strike to Keller. It's 1-1. You know how your pitchers like to handle situations, and as Keller fouls that one back. If your relievers are more comfortable coming in to start an inning, if you could possibly do that. Well,
you'd always like to prefer that as a coach. Give them a clean a clean look with no base runners before you bring him in, but you don't always have that luxury. I mean, his pitcher's ready in the pen. He's just standing there with the ball in his hand. But like I said, you're trying to stretch this whole weekend.
That bounces in there, but again, you get a nice job of blocking right there by the Ash catcher Robinson to knock that one down. Of course, even if it does get by, you've got a short back, area behind the plate here.
The thing about this park, though, is it slopes so much that it's going to stay on the fence. It doesn't come ricocheting off very often. So,
unless you hit it on the fly back there, you go nuclear loose on them and
off the netting back to you.
Right. 2-2 coming. That's up high. It's a ball, 3-2.
We've seen a couple of those in Delgado games. Usually with the other team, comes off the net right back to the catcher.
Here it comes. Into left field, a base hit. One run is in. Jeff Lupo will put up the stop sign. He'll keep playing station-to-station baseball right here. It is 7-0 on the RBI single by Keller to drive in Jabian.
He can't wait any longer.
No, but now we'll see. And now we'll see the hook. And
now it's not fair. If you stay with Wright any longer, it's not fair to Wright. He walked first 2 and then gave up 3 straight hits. He did a great job.
He did. He held the rope for quite a while there, and then finally just Brother Martin, you're getting into that second time through, and you got additional looks there, and like you said, I think there may have been some mechanical things as well. It just had him missing.
Could be fatigue,
But you know what? That's a guy who came in with 9+ innings all year, who gave you 3 1/3 here. Kind of hold things down for a while.
And when you lose 2 in a row, that the mechanics are falling. And then he gives up 3 straight hits. The walks are easy to see. You lose command and you walk people. But you also lose command inside the zone. And when you start to lose command, instead of hitting the corner, you hit the middle. Good hitting teams like Brother Martin will make you pay, and they have with 3 straight hits.
So I said this was 29 Lonsberry in the bullpen. Actually, 25 Cole McCann, who's on for just the second time this season. 1 1/3 innings, 2 hits allowed, 2 unearned runs, no walks, no strikeouts. So again, like I said, you're just trying to use arms you wouldn't regularly use in this situation to make sure you've got all hands on deck for tomorrow, because it's becoming more and more apparent that they're going to need a doubleheader sweep to continue their season tomorrow.
Yeah, it's and this is to the situation where you're hoping once again you work him. He's probably he's thrown a few innings here, but he probably threw JV games, and that's not on the chart. So he's been getting his work in other places, and right now his role is going to be close us out, get us 5 outs, try to keep the damage down, get us 5 outs right here.
So Toten is stepping in from the left side against the right-hander McCann. And Dominic this afternoon is 0 for 1 officially. He's lined out to center and hit a nice sacrifice bunt his last time out.
And not to sound terrible, but now you're worried about getting 10-run rule.
Well, there's that too. That's the other thing. And trust me, if you're in the home dugout, you're thinking about that. First pitch, ground ball to second, could be 2. 4, 6, 3.
Just like
you couldn't draw that up. You couldn't draw that up any better. Ash gets out of it with the double play ground ball, but not before Brother Martin gets 3 runs on 3 base hits, couple of walks, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. 5 in the books here at Kirsch-Rooney. It is 7-0 Brother Martin, and this This afternoon, heading into this evening's coverage of Crescent City Sports, brought to you by the Lamarck Motor Company in Kenner. Lamarck Lincoln is the only Lincoln Black label dealership in the market. It's more than ownership, it's membership. Must be a reason. All right, so Blaze Tingstrom back out to the mound. Ash got a base runner off of him in the fifth, the 2-out hit batsman. But that has been it offensively for the Trojans thus far.
And for the Trojans right now, you got 6 outs to try to do some damage. But more importantly, you want to get a couple hits right here.
Right, you want to build up your confidence heading into tomorrow. Yeah.
Right. You got to find something to be positive about and come and battle by these next 2 innings. What you really want to do is see if you can get Brother Martin to go into their pen. Mm-hmm. You know, we burned a couple, you burn a couple. Mm-hmm. You know. But right now, there's Tingstrom is rolling. His pitch count is low. You know, he's in great position to throw a complete game right here.
Looks like we're going to see a pinch hitter here to lead things off in the top of the 6th inning as Clayton Doyle has a bat on deck. Doyle on the year, 225, no homers, 4 driven in. Good on base guy, though. He's walked 7 times in less than 50 plate appearances, so his on-base percentage is .340. First pitch, swinging and foul back to the screen. It's 0-1.
You know, when you see guys come off the bench, you know, in the regular season, they come out, they get occasional pinch hit rolls like this, but most of the time they get in mop-up time, you know.
That is lifted foul. 0-2.
So you'll see their on-base percentage a little bit higher because of the pitching they're facing. But still,
certainly, that's all factors in, right?
Yep. And they're just, they're young, waiting their turn. And they're getting, this is an experienced chance for him to get in that bat here.
It's a ball, 1-2. The pitch just missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The crimson and gold clad faithful to our left wanted strike 3 called right there.
They're feeling it now.
2-2. Fouled that one off. A late swing just to get a piece of it right there.
You know, when you're the 1 seed coming in, your confidence level's high. You know,
certainly. Look, you earn that throughout the year now, and that is the one thing that I do like about the new format is that breaking pitch catches the outside corner for called strike 3. 5 strikeouts now for Tingstrom. I like that the semifinals are at home sites now, and if you're a 1 or a 2 seed, you know going in you're going to play at home all the way through that championship series to get to the best of 3 in Sulphur.
And don't think you're not working for it
all year. No doubt. No doubt about it. Look, 1 or 2, it matters a little bit in the, whether you're facing a 3 or a 4, whatever it is. Obviously, it could be a little bit better, a little bit better situation as Jacob Dean steps in and takes ball 1.
The way this bracket shakes out year in and year out is there's so many New Orleans teams.
Well, there are, You've got five of the...
They're not traveling real far.
Right, 5 of the 8 teams that are left in Division I Select are out of District 9 5A.
But you take it, you look
inside for ball 3 now to Dean.
You look at the other bracket in the non-select.
Oh, it's jumbled right now.
You could go anywhere,
Well, you look,
Well,
That is high for ball 4.
You know, Destrehan just won back-to-back weeks where
That's
they
first walk, by the way, for
Yes,
Kingstrom.
it is. You know, Destrehan went back-to-back weeks. They went to Monroe and then Shreveport.
And now they're looking at the possibility of what they would either go to either Walker, which is obviously a shorter trip if they could pull an upset, or they're headed towards Lake Charles, to Mossbuff, to play Sam Houston. A little bus mileage racking up there. Throw to first base. Tingstrom slipped. You hope he's okay. He's grabbing his right thigh right now as he went to make the pickoff throw, and looks like he's okay. Nobody's coming out to
check on
take a look. Yeah, it seems like he is okay. But you look at the seeds there, okay? You know, Destrehan a 14 getting through. You know, you had, at one point you were, everything else is pretty much held to form, at least going into the quarterfinals. It was 1 against 8, 5 against 4, and then 7 against 2. But, you had Santa Ma's a 22 that's sitting there getting through to the second round. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ross.
All the way from Florida.
All the way from Florida.
Bob Hawkins.
Okay.
He's been listening to us too.
All right.
Said to
Coach Hawk, good to have you tuning in.
Good baseball man.
Absolutely.
Great friend of the Sherman family.
No doubt.
And my roommate in Johnstown.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Ross. Runner at first and 1 out. Pitch. Ground ball at third. Can this turn to second for 1? On to first, not in time. And you got the leadoff hitter running there, so he's going to run well, and that was not exactly a tailor-made ball. If that's a catcher running, then maybe you got a chance. But that was still a pretty good effort by Lamont trying to go around the horn.
Well, the ball to his backhand, it makes it harder because you can't get the momentum and that quick throw off. So he's able to get the front, which is an important one. Let's make sure we get one. And he's able to do that. But the batter was too fast.
Yep. So runner at first with 2 outs for Hennessy, who takes a strike. It's 0-1. Hennessy 0 for 2. He's struck out. He's grounded out. Throw to first. What's interesting to me in all of this is you would normally think in a 7-run game in the 6th inning, you're not worried about the runner at first base.
Yeah, you'd be behind him.
Mm-hmm. But they've showed you they're not afraid to run. First pitch, or 0-1 pitch, ground ball second to the shortstop covering, and that will do it for Alexandria in the 6th. The Trojans, again, do not get a hit. They strand 1. They have left 2. We are headed to the bottom of the 6th here at Kirsch-Rooney in Game 1 of this Division I Select quarterfinal series, with Brother Martin holding a 7-0 lead over Alexandria.
Another quick inning.
Yeah, he's managed to not face more than 4 batters in an inning. He's only done that in the last couple of innings. And, you're right. He's worked quickly, and, when you're throwing strikes, you're working quickly. Your defense is going to make plays behind you. What did you tell every pitcher, I guess, has got a feel for how they want to pitch the game. But I assume, like most, you tried to encourage your pitchers to get out there and work quickly because their defense is going to play better behind them.
I've had pitchers where I used to tell them, if you don't work faster, I will take you out, when they were still pitching well. Because you want to work quick. You want to make it easier on the fielders. You want them to play for you, throw strikes, keep the ball moving. He's only struck out 5 guys in 6 innings. It's not like but he's fooling them. He's got them off balance. There hasn't been a lot of hard contact even. And, he's done a masterful job of pitching. And we see in this day, in these games sometimes where guys punch out 11, 12, 13 in a game because they're just dominating them with and they're swinging through high fastballs and all. That's not the case today. He's pitching.
He is. He's been outstanding. And we'll get a chance to go back out in the top of the 7th. As first pitch swinging, pop up and the left field line, and it is caught. A nice play off the bat of McCluskey there as the shortstop Ross runs it down for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. So Hayden Nunez steps in. He struck out his first time up. Oh, this has been pretty good by McCann thus far. He's getting out there and just...
Well, he's doing the same thing that Wright did. He came
early
out,
on.
First time through.
Pound his own.
Yeah, he's throwing strikes and getting that. McCann didn't get himself in trouble until he started walking people.
(1-0) is swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Nunez this afternoon is 0 for 1. He came in defensively as a replacement for the injured Tyler Durand. You hope he's okay. That missed inside a ball. It's 2-1.
Yeah, the injury to Durand, we never got a chance to really see what that was.
You hope it's just something muscular that, whether he cramped up or whatever. You certainly don't want to speculate, but again, you hope it's nothing serious.
But when you're
the Crusaders, the number 1 seed, looking to make a playoff run, perhaps get back to Sulphur for the second year in a row. The 3-1 is hit on the ground deep. It's short. Won't be able to make a play, and it's into left field. That will almost certainly go as a base hit.
Now he singles to left. He's done an outstanding job behind the plate. We haven't seen a drop off. We didn't, behind the plate with the change.
So Pecoraro is courtesy running once again as Lamont will step in. Bronson is 1 for 2 officially this afternoon. Singled and scored back in the first. Walked in the third. Struck out his last time up. One and 0 to Lamont.
And for Coach Lupo, he's looking for another run. He's trying to figure out a strategy on how to get that runner in the scoring position.
Ooh, that was way up and in there. Did it hit it? I think it might have gotten a piece of his helmet. They'll say it did. Yep. So first and second now with 1 out after Lamont is hit by the pitch. And Colton Elliott will step in. First, he'll have a visit with Jeff Lupo very briefly.
We got a trainer on the field at first. That's what
that'll hold things up as well. While you make sure Lamont is okay.
One of my players, when the trainer came out and he said, "What day is it?" And my player said, "Today." I said,
there
"You're
you
out. Go in the dugout. You're done." It's today. He was. Couldn't figure out why I took him out.
So Elliott steps in, takes one down and in a ball. Colton singled and scored in the first, flied out to center in the third, walked and scored in the fifth. Hits that one in the air to right. No problem for the right fielder, Hunter, and that's the second out here in the bottom of the 6th.
And no tag at second right there.
No, you don't. You don't need to, certainly.
No. Second inning, he's tagging.
Right. And of course you
score.
You don't want to make the third out of the inning at third base.
We won. That's pretty deep. Big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now Brody Shannon steps in. He is 1 for 2. He has doubled. He has walked and scored. Takes a breaking pitch for a strike. It's 0-1.
As a coach, you're always looking for those runs, and you would like to see him get. You'd like to see 3 more. But the flip side is, you want your pitcher to pitch that 7th inning.
That is down a ball. It's 1-1. Fouled out of play, and do it again. Your alma mater, by the way, University of New Orleans, with an 8-4 lead over Nichols, top of the ninth. You can tune into that one. 106.7 the ticket. Of course, they got rained out last night. Southeastern Lamar, a gigantic series going on there right now. Southeastern won the first game 6-2, and they're leading the second game 7-0, bottom of the fifth. That would put them in command in that league. That is fouled out of play. Those two teams came in tied for first. Remember the format of the Southland, which I really kind of like. The top two teams, they play it like an 8-team NCAA tournament bracket where they have two 4-team brackets. The two winners then advance to what would be the equivalent of a super regional to play for the conference championship.
It's new. It's the format I like.
Yeah, I do like it. But it looks like Southeastern is they've got a 7-0 lead right now in the bottom of the fifth of game 2 after winning game 1. They've got a chance to assure themselves of coming out of the weekend in first place. Privateers trying to start an uphill battle here to get into the tournament. As that throw went into center field, and that looked like I'm not sure what quite happened there. If he just stepped first or the ball slipped out of his hand, I'm not sure. But in any case, there's runners at second and third now.
You know, the worst part is it looked like he had him. He looked like he was going to get him until the ball came out of his hand. Yeah. And it went shooting out into center field. I think he got his foot caught on the rubber when he spun, but.
So now they're at second and third with 2 outs. Still a 1-2 count to Shannon, who fouls that one down the right side up against the fence next to the Ash bullpen. He'll do it again. So Shannon's just hanging in there, seeing some pitches right now.
Well, we could talk about Tulane if you want.
Yeah, that's not going as well as some of the others. LSU was a winner, by the way, earlier today. They are playing a doubleheader as well. Tulane down 7-1 at Charlotte, bottom of the fifth right now. They lost last night. They got run ruled last night.
I have hotel rooms for the conference tournament, but not if they don't make it.
Well, it's next weekend is turning into an enormous series with South Florida potentially. 2-2. South Florida is sitting in 9th place in the conference. Obviously, they don't host it. The conference hosts it in Clearwater, but South Florida is obviously the nearest team to it, and they've got work to do if they're going to make the tournament. 2-2. Chopped on the ground. Foul into the Brother Martin dugout. I don't know what pitch we're on here, but that we're closing in on double digits in this at bat, I'm pretty sure.
And one errant throw to center. Throw that one in there.
Yes, exactly. So here comes a 2-2. Again, that's high, ball 3. If Shannon can reach Jabia, he's had a pretty good offensive day, would be next. Ball 4. He works the walk. First allowed by McCann, the 6th walk for Alexandria pitching this afternoon.
You truly got that right. He worked that walk because that was
a long at bat.
Yeah, long at bat.
Foul back to the screen. It's 0-1. And we mentioned LSU, by the way, that 6-1 win for the Tigers in Game 1. They will play Game 2, that split doubleheader at 6:30 at the box.
Jabia comes up there. He's aggressive today. He comes up, hacks at that first pitch.
0-1. Into center field, a base hit. One will score. Here comes the second runner around. He will score. It is 9-0 Crusaders on a 2 RBI single by Dominic Jabbia.
He comes out a little aggressive right there. Drives in 2.
So Jabbia has driven in 3. He has reached base all 4 times now. And Luke Gabb, 2 outs, has suddenly got a chance to end this early. Ball 1.
Single away from walking off game 1.
2-0.
Had
an RBI single his last time up. He's driven in 2.
He had a backdoor pick on that, was late, but the pitch was too wide to get the throw off.
Ball 3 outside.
Like the worst thing in baseball is to be on the field when you get 10 runs and have to walk off.
That's a strike. It's 3-1 as McCann loses his hat in the process.
You know, it's one thing when it's a game-winning hit, you know, a
right.
4-3 game, and the guy gets a hit and wins it, you walk off. You can live with that. These are tough.
No, I agree. 3-1. Ball 4, and they're loaded. So this will be the final batter of the inning. Question is going to be the final batter of the game. As Keller comes up with the bases loaded, 2 outs in a 9-0 game. Either makes an out, we go to the 7th, or he reaches base and that's it. That's a strike. It's 0-1. Keller has hits his last 2 times up. Singled in a run in the 5th, had a single back in the 4th, flied out back in the 1st inning. Breaking pitch missed high. It's 1-1.
One of the interesting things is being on deck right here.
Well, you have to. By rule, you have to have an on-deck hitter. You're not going to hit.
You're not bad.
You could go up there and not have a bat in your hand. It's 2-1.
He's got his gloves on, chin guard.
In no scenario will you come to the plate here.
That's
It's
right.
ball 3. So this has got to be a strike or that's your ball game. 3-1. It is ball 4. And the 10th run will cross in the person of Shannon, and that will do it. It is a 10-0 Brother Martin victory in 6 innings over Alexandria. You get
We can talk about it now.
You get offense, and you get a no-hitter from Blaze Tingstrom. And I know there's, a happy Jeff Lupo. I would imagine, I think I see Joe Sherman sitting up there taking this one in. He's happy that young man's going to be pitching for him next year, I'm sure.
He'd be a great addition to the staff. He's a strike thrower. He gets after the hitters. He's not overpowering. He didn't blow him away, but he pitched, and he pitched very well. That was the irony. I really would like to have seen him go 7 because it's in his mind.
Get that last out on the mound, no doubt about it. That's
in his mind. I want to go 7 and get my no hitter, but it doesn't always play out the way you expect.
No, not at all. Well, Marty, this has been a lot of fun. This Brother Martin team has been really on a mission since last May. They've still got some work to do, but let's see exactly how this plays out. Again, our friends at CSPN will have coverage tomorrow. Thanks for joining us today, and stay with Crescent City Sports for the best in Louisiana high school coverage as the road to Sulphur continues on the diamond. For Marty Luquette and our entire Crescent City Sports production team led by Chip Merritt, I'm Lenny Van Gilder saying so long from Kirsch-Rooney in New Orleans. Once again, your final score in 6 innings, Brother Martin 10, Alexandria Senior High nothing. Until next time, so long, everybody.